Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Rimworld. So last episode I didn't really do much because I had to cut the episode short because real life stuff and things. So yeah. Oh yeah, the episode before that we did get in our first, I believe, major fight. Yeah, I need to make sure I rebuild that church, speaking of which. Though admittedly, we are kind of at the point where it would be a pretty darn good idea to actually make a larger amount of turrets. I think I might just expand this out because honestly, doing my main plan, which is to, make a large wall all around here, I think I might just, I think I'll literally just make a wall to this because this is basically a wall in itself. So yeah, I'm thinking, well, the only thing that would be a problem with that though is the fact that when I eventually decide to, go in this area, and this is I think this is the largest one I've ever seen. The largest, pre-built structure. So, I'm not sure what's going to be in there, how many enemies. I'm hoping not mechanoids, because mechanoids are the worst. The best luck, I think, is if every once in a while there's, a bunch of, I guess, colonists that were here, perhaps decades or hundreds of years ago, and they basically just all, for some reason, decide to cryogenically freeze themselves. Or I guess in some cases it might have been that there was a disease they had, or I don't know the exact reasons that are given, but that would actually be good because we might end up, we could recruit anywhere from 1 to 4 colonists, and usually I think they're usually actually pretty well armed, but because of the way this building is set up, we'll be the ones who are attacking, so we can sort of camp outside and beat them into submission. So there's a much better chance of us getting them as actual colonists. And I do believe they have pretty high chances of recruitment, unlike, for example, this guy that we just got, who we are probably not going to recruit him. And oh yeah, I forgot, he does have an extreme illness as well, so that's probably not going to go well for him. Oh, actually, he has a 99% immunity, so he probably will actually make it out. Yeah, because the next treatment is in 12 days, and I believe I think once it gets to extreme, I don't know, I think if it goes through 1 or 2 treatments, they'll just die immediately. I can't remember exactly, but it does look like he'll actually get immunity, so he should be good. Yeah, he is in, I guess, extreme pain. Makes sense. I'm sure head infections aren't exactly the best. He is not conscious, and he has weakened breathing. So yeah, he's not looking too good, but he should develop an immunity and be fine in a relatively short amount of time. Yeah, I got this stuff underway. I really do want some more colonists because 6 people, it's obviously twice as better as we were several episodes ago, but I don't know, it's still not enough, I feel. And oh my, we've got a siege. Well, that's a good way to start the episode. Huh. 5 people, and this is our first siege as well. What do they all have? Let's see. Pistol, Molotov cocktails, pump shotgun, pistol. Ooh, they only have pistols. They only have short-range weapons. So I should be able to sort of pick them off with my one guy who has a... I might want to give all my ranged people either bows, because I do think we have bows, don't we? Yeah, I want to give them all bows. And the one guy who has the survival rifle, I think I called it the Elite Enfield. I think that's what it... Several alphas ago, all the guns had actual, regular gun names, but then Tynan just renamed them to just generic names. I'm not sure if that's sort of because, you can't really expect that the weapons that are common nowadays would exist in the far, far future. Or I guess it might just be because of, copyright reasons or whatever. So, yeah. I think we should probably try to take them out as much as possible because we don't really want our base to get artillery shelled. I suppose I could just wait and see what kind of artillery they're making because I think I mentioned before, there's 3 different types that the enemies can make. There is... Actually, I don't think I did mention it. I don't know. I was explaining this game to someone else the other day, so now I have to remember what it was that I explained to him and what it is that I explained in the videos. There's EMP rounds, there's incendiary rounds, and there are explosive rounds. And if they're explosive rounds, that's pretty bad. If they're incendiary, that's also pretty bad. Let's see. Oh, I think I'm not sure. I think of it that I think that's explosive just because it only says steel mortar. Although I think it might have been changed up now because before you had to place actual separate. Huh? I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know if the artillery system has changed since the last time I really played. Oh, I guess. Yeah, I guess I kind of want to get all our guys equipped, at least all of our ranged guys. Actually, I might as well just take everyone just in case. Yeah, I'm going to give you a survival rifle. I do have someone else with a survival rifle, don't I? Yeah, I've got... Okay, I'll at least have 2 people with survival rifles, which have fortunately greater ranges than what all of these people have. So you might just be able to pick them all off before they actually do any damage to us, hopefully. Alright, so you've got him. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take everyone, just for the sake of it. And then I'll bring everyone about here. And I might as well speed up the process as well. Yeah, because it'll take them... Well, actually, I guess they're ready now already. I believe, though, the mortars do have a faster firing speed than they once did. I remember way back when the firing speed was, like, atrocious. Like, it took a minute just to load one shell. And I think it's a bit better now, but I'm not sure. Alrighty, then. I'll just keep these guys hanging back, I suppose. Actually, I'll take the guy with the shotgun, and, well, I'll just keep the melee guys back, I suppose. Because those are the only people I really don't want to have get in the fire. Let's see, how large is that range? Oh, they're going to need to get quite a bit closer, unfortunately. Yeah, I was hoping I'd be able to keep them behind some rocks just for cover, but might not be as easy as that. Let's see. Can you aim now? No, still not quite yet. I'm going to put you two, like, right here. And then the other two... Alright, they're good now. I guess right here. Alright, let's try to pick these guys off now. I suppose the guy... Well, actually, no one's operating the mortar yet, so I won't really need to specifically aim at them. Oh no, I did not want you guys to run over there. Good thing I caught that. I suppose I'll put them just right there. There we go. I think they both hit him. Oh wow, right lung destroyed. And he's just... It is funny, though. A lot of times the siege enemies, they don't even, like, care until a couple of them are dead. Yeah, like, these guys, you'd think they'd be like, oh, you know, we outnumber these people, let's run. But, no, they didn't even care. Yeah, I guess the next guy I want to take out is him. Well, good, we took out one of their shotgunners, so we don't have to worry so much about them at close range now. Yeah, fortunately, I don't think enemies ever pick up other guns. I don't think. I'm not 100% certain, but I don't believe enemies do ever pick up dropped weapons from their comrades. Huh. I suppose I could fast forward because we're technically not really in combat. I suppose I should move a bit closer, although that is kind of risky. There we go. They're assaulting the colony now, so now they've, I guess after 2 deaths, they've realized, hey, let's not just stand here and let our guys die. So I'm going to send these guys over here. Yeah, I'll send these guys. Actually, no, I'll just send them there. Then I can let these two sort of fight back as well. There we go. We are within range, though. How much is this guy's range on that note? Oh, I forgot. You can't actually see... I don't know if you used to be able to, but you can't see enemy range, I don't think. Let me see. Yeah, it doesn't let you see the enemy range. You just sort of have to guess at how far they can shoot. Oh, no. Doug got shot. How badly? Not badly. He's fine. Yeah, there we go. And he got decimated at close range. Oh, headshot, and then she's still running full speed, too. Doesn't even care. Oh, come on, you can get him. Yeah, we shouldn't... Yeah, there's no way we should lose him. Actually, I'm going to have these guys stop. Well, hoping that they don't kill him immediately. Yeah, I'll actually have them melee just so there's a greater chance of us perhaps getting him as a prisoner. Didn't I tell you guys to stop? Oh, I guess I didn't move them quite far enough away. Alrighty then, yeah, he's still dead, unfortunately. That is kind of weird how apparently... Yeah, look at this. He was able to take, you know, like 5 gunshots, but then it was 2 punches to the torso and nose, and that's what killed him. Yeah, I feel like the way that enemies are damaged is a bit unusual, but here is something that is quite nice. Look at all these meals we have now. We've got like... Yeah, that's one of the good things about taking them out early, besides, you know, not having half your base get destroyed. You actually get a bunch of meals that they take for provisions. So that will definitely help us out. And I suppose because we don't exactly have anyone to carry back alive, we might as well just haul all this crap. Ah, forgot about you, Ryan. You can't even pick stuff up. You're not even willing to pick up food for the colony. A few ration packs. You can't even do it. Is he I think she's just going over to eat that. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna have these guys over here. Oh, Ryan's just going to eat it. I like that. The first thing they think of after they just killed a bunch of people is, geez, I'm hungry. I think I should eat some of these meals from these dead people. How funny. Okay. You haul. And then you please haul the rest. Alrighty then. So that'll give us a couple meals, I suppose. Yeah, as I said, I hate how every time you quit the darn game, all this stuff reorganizes, but whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Might as well deconstruct all this and... Wondering if I should do that yet. The one thing I often like to do is to get rid of all these old structures, at least the ones that don't have a bunch of evil people within them, of course. Though that's not necessarily what will be in there, but yeah. I tend to like to deconstruct them all. Just one, I mean, I suppose the thing that's nice about them is they are defensive structures you can use yourself, but at the same time, the enemies can use them. As you saw, that one guy was taking cover behind this one. Not that it really helped him much, but still, it's sometimes nice. And obviously then we get a bunch of stone blocks that can help us out. I think I'll just take apart the ones for things that I might want, at least at this point. Yeah, I don't really want marble for any reason. I mean, I could sell the marble, but whatever. Yeah, slate I don't need either. Oh yeah, I can speed up now. We don't have anything to really worry about. More marble, limestone. A lot of marble, considering this area has no actual marble. Granite, limestone. That's funny. They're all... A lot of them are marble, but pretty much all of them are of substances that aren't even found in this region. Oh, there we go. That's sandstone. Yeah, we actually need some of that. Or, we don't need it, but it'd be helpful to have some. Lady has a collapsed. Collapsed. Not a collapsed. Well, I mean, it's not my fault you're still working. I guess it might be, but it is night, so they shouldn't really be collapsing. They should be going to bed. I suppose it just is because this stuff is so far away. Oh, that's nice of you, lady. Just collapse next to a dead body out of exhaustion. It is kind of weird how your colonists are exhausted, I believe, after only, like... I suppose that it kind of works out a bit, because there's 10 days in each month, so it works out a bit better. I know Tynan sort of condensed the days. I believe it used to be 12 in each month. It was something kind of different. But I guess it works out better just because then the winters aren't quite as long. So it makes the game a little bit easier, I suppose. Yeah, because imagine if you had to go through like a 90-day winter. Oh, that would just be terrible. A 30-day winter is hard enough. What are these people doing? I don't know why, but I feel like every time I play this game, like when I get to a point, even if I have a bunch of colonists, it feels like none of them are doing anything. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like when I had 3 colonists, they did more than now that I have 6. I suppose it's just because I'm telling them to do a lot of distant commands that aren't necessarily worthwhile. So, kind of is my own fault, but whatever. Are they still... Oh, they probably... Yeah. Oh, no. Wow, they actually did create all the blocks I told them to. Yeah, I figured they've been doing so much other stuff that they didn't even have the chance, but I suppose they have. Huh. I suppose not that long ago they were just... A lot of them were idle, and I wasn't really doing anything about it. I did notice that when I was watching some of my videos. It's funny because a lot of times I'm that sort of person when I watch a video of other people playing, is I'm like, oh my god, why aren't you, doing this particular activity, or why aren't you paying attention to the fact that there's no food? And it's strange how it really is hard to see some stuff like that when you're focusing on, like, commenting, or I suppose it's just something that you don't think about until after the fact. I mean, really, I guess as a viewer, not only are you able to see the game without actually having to play it, but you don't have to worry about talking, I guess, unless you want to talk to yourself or whatever. But, yeah, I guess it makes sense. Oh, yeah, one thing I did remember. I just remembered it. When I was sort of looking at one of my videos, I realized, oh, hey, I've got all this food, but it's not refrigerated. Although, actually, wow, a lot of it does have a pretty long period that it doesn't get spoiled for. But yeah, especially now that I've got all this power, I really should put in some coolers. It doesn't really seem to matter because we haven't really had that much in our stockpile anyways, but definitely helps out matters. I've never really quite understood what's the best idea when it comes to coolers and heaters. What I mean by that is I've noticed a lot of the time the coolers, okay, what I mean is the more that the cooler or your heater is being used, the more energy it draws, which is pretty nice because it's nice that it doesn't just draw a constant rate like machines like this. Although on that note, why isn't it that machines like this just don't... You'd think that when they're not running, they wouldn't need to be on as well. Because that's the way the heaters work, is that when they're not actually running, they don't use any heat, or they don't use any electricity. So that's kind of weird that they don't just toggle themselves off like this. It's not even close to being on, but I don't know. Whatever. Speaking of which, I did kind of want to get our guys doing some art, just because, I don't know, gives them something to do, I suppose, and then I can get some of them a bit more well trained in whatever their art may be, or whatever their skill may be. Let's see. Yeah, I suppose I'll make two. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's a high priority, so I might as well just assign it so that they do something. I'll do small just because I've noticed it's kind of pointless to make the really large sculptures unless your guys are skilled at making them, because otherwise they basically just put a huge amount of time into something that doesn't end up being worth anything. I also need to make sure I specify which material I want it made out of. Huh. I don't really want it made out of block because I think it requires 70 ingredients, which is quite a bit. So normally I like to just make them do wood because it's like, in a lot of the other maps, wood is so plentiful, it's like, you might as well just have them practice on that. But unfortunately, we do not have that much. Yeah, we don't have... Wood is actually a commodity. And everything else... Actually, hopefully, I want to see, is that exotic goods trader still actually here? No, I missed. It sucks how whenever these exotic goods, or anytime these traders come, I don't realize I need them until they've actually left. That tends to be a common occurrence with me. Yeah, because I was going to see if maybe I could just buy a bunch of blocks for them for some sort of, slate, for example, that I'll never use. But, unfortunately, no, that doesn't work. I kind of always thought that they took this, though. So, I don't know. I thought they just took the chunks, not the actual bricks, but I don't know. I guess I'll just do... I think I'll cancel the one. Whatever. I'll just do this. I just want to make sure they don't make stuff out of the really important things. Yeah, I guess that's good. I think I'll just make it 3, though, instead, because I don't want every single amount of our bricks going towards relatively pointless sculptures. Alright, now we've actually got a production. Ooh, pirate merchants. Those are actually pretty interesting. Huh, this presents an interesting situation. First, yes, Shrike, I remember, is our best social individual. Yeah, this presents something interesting. You see, look at that. We can make 520 bucks off of this guy who isn't really going to be doing us any good. As is, he's kind of just draining our food reserves. That is interesting. Could get rid of some of these as well. I don't really need this terrible pistol or bow. And I'll keep the one pistol just because it might be useful. I could actually, well, no, never mind. I don't even if I sold everything I have, I wouldn't even be able to afford the bionic arm. Yeah, the bionic limbs are really expensive. And I think, as I mentioned before, when you used to be able to make all your income off of just selling raid items, it was really easy to buy this stuff, but now it actually is a bit of a challenge, which, that's good because it, well, not having any challenge in a game isn't really fun. You know what, I'm gonna be nice and I'm gonna release him eventually, unless we can somehow convince him over to our side. I think I'm just gonna release him for the goodwill from the other faction. Yeah, let me look at factions. Yeah, they right now... Ooh, finally got that. So that'll help us out. I mean, that basically increases our turret's effectiveness by what? 33%. I always forget. If I go from 3 to 4, I mean, yeah, 4 is 33% bigger than 3, but I don't know. In a way, then, like, should I say it's 25% bigger? Because if you go the other way around, you know, 3 is 25% less than 4, right? I don't know. I always do that the wrong way. Like, when I say something's a certain percentage larger than another. Whatever. Doesn't really matter that much. All that really matters is that it's a relatively considerable amount greater. That's really all that matters. I don't need the exact percentage. What else could we possibly need? We could go into mortars, but I really don't want to care about mortars unless we have a wall. Because if you think about it, a mortar doesn't do us much good if someone can just attack it, like from over here. I suppose this is good if we get to the point that mechanoids actually start attacking, but we're not at that point. Electric smelting. Or no, machining's something different, isn't it? No, yeah, it's just for mechanoids. I think smelting is literally just for turning these chunks here, these little like slab materials, into steel, but it isn't really worth it, I've noticed, because it only gives you like, it seems to only give you like 0 to 10 pieces of steel, which it takes quite a while to process them, and I don't know, it doesn't ever really seem like it's worthwhile. I suppose we could just do shipbuilding basics. It's not something we're actually going to need. I suppose that is the ultimate goal of the game, and I want the game to end at some point, so I will get into the shipbuilding once we actually have a large amount of steel, and, well, once we have enough people to actually get us to the point that we can spend resources on shipbuilding. Yeah, so I didn't really end up taking advantage of the pirate merchant like I could have, but that's fine with me. Wow, they really want me to sell that guy, don't they? Another pirate merchant. I want to see how much more that guy will offer, though, actually. Whoops. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, let's just compare the two. I don't remember which one was the first one. 520. 515. So the one guy will offer us $5 more for the... Yeah, it's not really worth it. I guess if you think about it, nothing's worth giving away our humanity. You know? Even euthanizing some newly found colonist that was poor and innocent and didn't do anything wrong. We'd never do something like that, would we? We're a good colony. I wonder... I suppose if that one guy that came here that I did euthanize, if he arrived now, I'm wondering if I would have kept him. I think I actually would have, just because I wouldn't have worried so much about him taking away so much of our food and time, pretty much. Huh. Let me go. Yeah, I should really build one of these, just because. Yeah, I don't want some large rage. Uh-oh. Here's a... I haven't really worried about these in the past, but whatever. Let's see how much our guys are being affected mentally. Health. No, it's knees. Everyone's doing row. Yeah. As you can see, the psychic drones really kind of mess you up. It doesn't help that he's also just randomly feeling terrible, so those two together kind of screw him up. It's funny how there's... I don't know. It's kind of funny how these people are complaining about the cold in the desert. Although actually, now that I think about it, I do remember reading how a lot of times, or actually I remember seeing on like those survival shows out there, that actually a lot of the times deserts, they might be like hundreds of degrees in the day. I guess not hundreds, but in, 100, above 100, they might be that high during the day, but during the night a lot of them get like frigid cold. Like they'll be like under 60 in most cases, which is kind of crazy. I guess it might just be that the environment isn't a good insulator because all you've got is a bunch of sand and maybe some cacti or whatever. I don't know these things, though. Alright, I think that this is pretty good for an episode, so thank you all for watching and hope to see you next time. Goodbye.